Welcome to another Rostoris tutorial. In this video we're going to look at the employees section. In this particular example I've already loaded several employees, but let's go through the process of adding another one. We're going to add Bruce. So let's insert the name Bruce here. Bruce is on $15 an hour. Now these boxes here are particularly relevant to say Bruce's contract and also to local regulation. So for instance, Bruce may work in the US in a state where an employee cannot work for more than 10 hours in a day. That's what that would represent. In this next box here, minimum hours a week. By contract, we may have promised Bruce at least 15 hours a week. So if that's the case, we'd put that at 15. If you haven't made any promise to Bruce of a certain number of hours, you'd be better to leave that at 0. Maximum hours a week. Again, by contract, Bruce might be told he can't work any more than 50 hours in a week, or you may have made no such commitment, in which case you're best to leave this number as high as possible, as it will give you more potential solutions. Now down to roles. In this particular bar example, we've got several roles down here, and Bruce is competent working as a barman and a waiter, so we'll tick those boxes. Now on the manager part, Bruce is not a manager, so we will not tick the manager box. But if Bruce was a manager and we tick this box, that would allow Bruce to access more information through his interface, and he would be able to approve requests for shift swaps and also when employees are signaling their unavailability. But for this particular example, Bruce is not a manager. Employee active. Now Bruce is an active employee. We want to take him into consideration for upcoming rosters, so we have this box ticked. But this is particularly useful if you had, say, seasonal staff. For example, people who may work for you only over the summer period. While they are working for you, you'd have the box ticked, but when they're not working, you'd untick the box, meaning they won't be considered for upcoming rosters. You won't be charged for these employees, and it just saves you having to delete them and recreate them when they return for you next season. But let's tick that again because Bruce is active. And now down to the final section of adding an employee, the account settings. Now when you're first getting set up, you might want to load as many employees as you can, all of your employees, as quickly as possible. If that's the case, then you're best just to tick this box here, I will load employee emails and passwords later. And you can always come back and do that by clicking on edit in each employee here. But if you did want to load your employees' emails, you can do that now. And what that does is that allows your employee, that allows Bruce, to access Rostoris through the smartphone app. So he'll be able to see his roster, he'll be able to request swaps, and he'll be able to signal his unavailability. So let's do that for Bruce. We would enter, say, an email address of bruce@email.com, and we would enter a password of our choosing. Be sure to remember that password and tell Bruce that password so he can log in. He can change that later. And there, Bruce will be able to access Rostoris through the smartphone app. However, in this particular example, we're just going to use a placeholder. So let's just tick that box and add employee. And there we have it. Bruce has been added. As you can see, a quick summary here. This email address is one of those placeholder emails. Had we actually entered his email, it would be viewed here. And Bruce is officially into consideration for upcoming rosters. Now, just to talk you around the rest of the employees screen, if we wanted to make any amendments, you can easily do that here later on, coming into edit. Say if you did want to add his email address, or for instance, Bruce got a pay rise, or was trained up also as security. Also on this screen, you have the ability for employees to check in and check out, which you can do through the button here. And there is an additional video for checking in and checking out, which can be seen in the support section. So there you have it, loading employees, and as well, if you want to delete them once they have been loaded, you can simply do that there. But that is the employee tutorial for Rostoris.